And that was...
I think it actually was 9-10-9, if I'm perfectly honest. It was something really good. It was a very small technicality, which meant that I could accuse you of actually lying on stream and sound fantastic and make myself look really good.
Gotcha.
But actually, it was close. Anyway, he is here in the impeccable room. I still think he plays from some sort of showroom or something, and nobody actually lives like that.
He's just got a clean room, man. Just leave him alone. He likes things clean.
I mean, it's amazing. Like, where does he sleep? Don't say he sleeps in that bed, because no one has ever been near that bed.
I don't know. Maybe it's a guest room.
Well, wow. Never had any guests? Okay, game.
What a hand.
Oh, you built this for me?
All right. This goes...
I mean, for both players, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
killinallday has just a whole lot of nothing. Eggowaffle has a whole lot of everything. Next turn can go Granite Forgeborn with the coin into Wailing Vapor, which will then be free. And then his follow-up is Arid Stormer Menacing Nimbus. Like, this is... and this is the start.
Chooses to Overgrowth now, which is...
Oh my god!
When you do that!
Gosh! This is disgusting!
Oh,
this is turn 2!
Everything! Oh no! Well...
Oh! Okay. It's the fungal. It's triple spell.
What's happening, TJ? Explain it to me.
He's dead. He is dead. All right, so Menacing Nimbus Arid Stormer. That'll buff 1 up to 4, 1 up to 3. That's going to be 11, 12 damage this turn. It's a 2-turn lethal setup.
It's okay though, because Killing's got 8 mana. He can play Cenarian Ward and hit.
Cool.
8 armor and... What minion?
Alec here.
Alright, that works.
Yeah, he's going to Nature Studies first, just to see if there's anything worthwhile hiding. Kodo Mount, sure. This has to be Taunt, Rush. That ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it.
That is, 21 damage.
Yeah, depending how you're going with the weapon. Yeah, I was going with...
Whack and all. It's 22
with
at the very least. Could
18.
Go up to 23.
If you're going to do some slogging,
yeah,
it's 20. I don't know. It's a lot. It's enough damage to confuse my little brain. Right, now do that again, Killing.
Let's see. What's the out here?
Yeah.
Nope.
I can...
Resizing pouch. Oh, man. I feel like game ones so far today have just been completely one-sided on one way or the other for everything. That was just... that. I don't even know if you can craft a better opener. I don't think you could. Like, the only way you could... No, you can't. I literally think it's impossible to craft a better opener.
I agree, because you've got all the reductions plus the 2 things that get buffed plus Wind Fury. Like,
yeah.
Atters, I create a better opener.
I can't even think of it. I can't even think of it.
How about...
Maybe like a second Granite Forgeborn on 3? No, because you get the Wind Fury minion. That's just the same amount of damage with a higher upside if you can hit a weapon buff.
Oh, you can cheat and have a second Kindling for free just thrown in there.
Yeah, okay, yes. I can craft a better one. Yeah, you get a second Kindling in there and then find a way to get like a second Granite Forgeborn. So it would have been like, instead of the Canal Slogger, or the Menacing Nimbus would have hit Kindling Elemental, and then could have Kindling Elementaled and then Forgeborn and then Wind Fury Minion because it would have been cost 1. I don't know. Whatever. There was
a good draw.
But we had to think really hard to find a better one, and that's what the deck is designed to do. So it was probably going to be a tough matchup regardless for Killing All Day. But now we move on to the Quest Fatigue Warlock for Eggowaffle. This is a little different than the ones we've been seeing. It does run Anatheron as well as Moarg Artificers, which is not in every list. Double Battle Master as well. This is all in on one thing.
And I like this build a little better. I think it's just got that little more consistency on it, especially now I've seen the Anatheron played properly a few times. It just seems to be more consistent. It gets into that late game. When it doesn't giant you, it gets into that late game that it needs to get into a little bit more comfortably because the Moargs do quite good work. So I think this is the way this build can go, because I ridicule this deck a lot, but obviously it's a decent deck. But this just seems to have a lot more removal, a lot more going on for the plan B, as I call it, when you're doing the quest.
Yeah.
Oh, Killing's got an okay start. If he gets there, if that makes any sense. He's got the cards he needs, but he's got to get into the game.
Yeah. So planning this out is the tough part, right? Mm-hmm. Like Overgrowth and Glowfly Swarm have kind of like this anti-synergy with each other when you're on the coin, because you want to coin out Overgrowth, but that makes your Glowfly Swarm weaker, and you're kind of playing it off curve because you're playing it for 6 mana. But I don't think you're not coining out Fungal Fortunes here or anything like that. It's still a hero power. It's just what he wants to do next turn. Whether it's Fungal Fortunes to juice up the Glowfly Swarm, or it's just coin Overgrowth and then play from there.
So do you, against this particular deck that has Soul Rends and likes milling itself, is there an optimal number of Glowflies anyway? Do you actually want 7, because that's the most damage, or is 4 or 5 plenty and slows the Warlock down maybe?
Actually not sure. I don't know if you think about the optimal amount of cards to discard, right? Ooh, right. Celestial Alignment. Huh.
Okay.
Could that be
hearing
good?
What you're thinking? Yeah. I mean, some people just play this in the deck, like, anyway, as a one-off, so...
Yeah. Alright, I'm on board,
Yeah, combo that with your Dark Glares.
Okay. No turn 4 Flesh Giant, but we'll be able to get it safe and snug down. Actually, could touch this and then tap next turn, and no. Mortal Coil. I was going to say touch this turn, and then you have the upside of if you pick up a Flesh Giant, another Flesh Giant, you can play 2 next turn with the tap, but
you can't touch this, TJ.
Nope, you can't. Alright, so Glowfly Swarm you're most likely going to play anyway, because if they Soul Rend, I mean, yeah, sure, they start activating their stuff, but they're not playing like multiple Flesh Giants. Ooh, Soul Rend picked up. But at the moment, there are no Bristlebacks and no Scavengers in the hand, and there's 4 total left in the deck, so it's very likely that killing 6 of these minions would discard 1 or 2 of those things.
I wonder.
I'm just staring at Killing's hand, trying to work out how he's going to go about doing this, because the alignment with the mana buffs and the fungal looks like it's just going to be terrifying to play against, assuming this gets soul rendered out of necessity, not out of what he wants to do for the reasons you gave.
Yeah, he's going into 7 mana, which means even without Lightning Bloom, just Solar Eclipse Arbor up is enough. Alright, so he's going to go with 5. Okay. I like this. Because it means he's going to get exactly 2 10 cards left in the deck.
Taps into the Bristleback as well, which makes a massive difference, because obviously now it can't be discarded.
That's not the important one, though. The important ones, though, are just the threat. There goes Flesh Giant. Scavenger number 1. And a raised dead? All right, that's a lot of
He'll
big
take that.
minions that are kind of dealt with.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's got Raised Dead and Flesh Giant in hand. He's okay for that end of things, but it's not the attacking end that he's struggling on, right? It's the what do I do about this Celestial alignment if Killing gets it right, which he doesn't even know exists at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't go for the alignment.
I think he sort of
What is
wanted
his
to.
hand? What is
I
his
think
hand?
Fungled to find something to do, and he didn't find something to do. What actually is this hand? All right.
Okay, so how do you want to go about this? He can get an 8-drop, an 8-mana card from Resizing Pouch. He can get 9-mana card. You can just Resizing Pouch and look for Alexstrasza and just like Alexstrasza the Flesh Giant. There's Alexstrasza. You see a Windsinger?
What's happening?
Like actively bad with his hand.
It makes all his cards cost more and does nothing with Celestial. Well done. Great card.
Yeah.
Good talk.
Well, Eggowaffle still rolling along. Can Bristleback plus Drain Soul and then get a Scavenger down. Could Bristleback Unstable Shadow Blast and do the same thing.
I wonder.
Does have a way to kill it. That's the important part. And now maybe the window of opportunity has passed for Killen to play the Celestial Alignment because he'll need a full turn to really like unlock it unless he picks up exactly Lady Anaconda.
Yeah.
Getting the guaranteed Flesh Giant back, and yeah, now Battlemaster is lethal damage.
Well, he's got Solar Lunar combos all over the place to get rid of this particular board. I'm not sure what he goes from there though, but he can at least clear up and not die next turn. Because he thinks there'll be a Battlemaster in hand, that's how you have to assume, and yep, there it is. Wow. Well, last game we talked about could you have a better hand. I'm tempted to talk about could you have a worse hand than what Killing All Day has here. What is this?
Yeah, this is rough.
Trying to work out the most mana he could generate this turn in terms of solar eclipses and lunars and you know, releasing the mana crystals and just not getting anywhere because nothing else seems relevant right now.
Gonna go double lunar eclipse, and he can't even celestial alignment because he has no outs, right?
Yeah.
So just has to kill a tour guide, and this is
Right, we did this wrong last time. I assume this is lethal. We can see 22, and he can probably trigger a quest, but I don't know where the quest's at.
no, he just finished the second portion, so he has no damage left from the quest. He would need 5 mana for Tamsin, so there's no lethal. It's close, and I mean this is going to be hard for Killing All Day to survive. He absolutely needs Cenarian Ward. He only plays one of in the deck, and that is a Lightning Bloom.
Well done.
That hand does nothing. Absolutely nothing. He actually could have played every single card in his hand that turn. He could have Solar Eclipse, Lightning Bloom, Solar Eclipse, Lightning Bloom, Innervate, Celestial Alignment, and then can he Germination?
I mean, if he was a rogue player, he would actually have played them all, because that's what rogue players always do. Look, I've got this preparation and all this stuff I can't play. Look, we don't want to know, just concede, get out of here.
Yeah.
But Killing not being a rogue player, playing Druid, which is far more honourable, and decides not to go through that rigmarole that rogue players always force you to go through.
And the cycle of life
Well, this is a much different story for the Druid than what we saw in Muzzy's match earlier on, Language Hacker, who just queued it up once and got a nice crisp turn 5 kill with the Arbor up in the Glowfly Swarms. Or no, it was turn 6. Sorry, because he intervened Solar Eclipse or Arbor up on the Glowfly Swarm. killinallday struggling to piece together draws, and now we're going to move to the Quest OTK Demon Hunter. Which again, I don't even think this is a good matchup for killinallday.
I think this is a better matchup.
It's better than what we've seen, but I honestly think that the Warlock matchup was probably his best one, to be honest, just because it does take a little bit of time to get rolling. And, you know, if you can get some armor and actually generate a board, it's only Soul Rend that deals with it. Nothing else does. So,
but you know what they say about killinallday, TJ? He is better when his back's against the wall. He is better when he is the underdog and nobody believes in him. So it's not over yet.
Nobody's better when this is the opening hand for the OTK Demon Hunter. This is the turbo kill you hand.
I can't believe you've deserted your mana so quickly. He's so dead, isn't he?
I mean, he's got a decent hand as well. There's a Fungal Fortunes. There's the ability. There's Solar Eclipse Lightning Bloom. It just needs something, right? Some juice for it. But no ramp outside the Nourish, which is kind of ramp, but not really. Nourish is just to kind of help fix your draw, or to be draw with Lady Anacondra because it's an actual nature spell.
All right.
Oh
well,
man.
Here's the crazy that you were talking about.
Oh man, this is turbo draw. This is like as much draw as you could possibly have, because with the Tusk Piercer, you get to trade the Persistent Peddler, then Tusk Piercer to draw it, and then trade it again. That's a quest completion in a single card.
Wow. All right, what's killing found? Here's
Lady
found.
Anaconda.
And the other two cards were garbage. Eggo's shaking his head because he's got a 3-mana
He's going to have no, it's going to be 2 mana because he's going to complete the quest this turn.
It's embarrassing. And he's embarrassed by it. And he should be. Because this is insane. This is completely silly. Oh, he's just... Gillen's hand is so disappointed in itself that it's turned black and white. It's like the one thing that could get worse right now is all the colour could drain from your cards. What can he even find?
So I think his best chance is probably like I don't know. Without Lady Anaconda, it's just hard to make a board that's resilient to as big of an immolation aura as the Demon Hunter is able to get. He doesn't play Soul of the Forest in the list, which means that he doesn't have a way to make his board stickier. He only plays 1 Cenarian Ward. So honestly, it feels like the way that killinallday is going to be able to piece together a win is going to be like crazy resizing pouches. Like maybe get an Onyxia after like your first wave is dealt with, and then Arbor up that, or something along those lines. But I mean,
right. But he might be dead next turn. Because he's got Fellscreen Blast, Moarg, Il'gynoth all reduced on turn 4. This is getting ridiculous. Well, more ridiculous. It was already pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. So he can use the Tusk Piercer to get trigger the Death Rattle of the first Tusk Piercer, then swing with it. And then so he can get the tradable next turn again.
Time grows short.
Wow. 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to win this on turn 6, isn't he, Eggo? Barring any, like, the worst draws actually physically possible, he'll win on turn 6 the way it's looking. So, Killing up against it.
Eggs.
Did you remember to put the good cards in your deck, Killing?
I mean, he's got them there. Arbor Up, Glowfly Swarm, they're there. Shell, it's there.
Time waits for no one.
I think it's so hard for Killing to formulate any sort of game plan as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Get Scenario Ward, so high rolling that, one of the options you gave of, you know, if you can't get lucky early, just try and get lucky late.
They will never
Oh
catch
my.
me.
Okay. So he has Talented Arcanist now, so can trade away the Guild Trader now because he doesn't need the extra spell damage.
Yeah.
That's step 1. All right, there's Philosophy. Yep, that's lethal next turn. Lethal next turn outside of a Cenarian Ward coming down.
Oh, because that goes...
He's got 36.
Yeah.
Demons.
Actually could swing with the Tusk Piercer.
That's, I think, what he's thinking, actually.
Short.
Yeah, and that whole combo would cost 6 mana. Right? Because it would be Philosophy this turn. He could dump the coin. He could even overdraw the Peddler if he needs.
My hand is too full.
So swinging there was probably correct, but we have the advantage.
No, it's not, because if he would have to, if it was just one Cenarian Ward, he would have to also like Lightning Bloom out of Hero Power to kill the 1/1. It doesn't. Unless it's a Cenarian Ward taunt, right?
That's what I'd be scared of, though, right? You're scared
Yeah,
of the taunt.
I guess maybe you are supposed to swing in that scenario. There's also a possibility that he actually has more damage than that.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Oh yeah, he can coin out another Fellscream Blast, but
he's got the coin Fellscream
damage
on his opponent's minions, most likely. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that gains armor. So the second Fellscream Blast wouldn't be buffed by Talented Arcanist.
Right.
That's the problem. So it would just be 2 Moargs, which would be 8 damage in this case. So he has 44.
Demons. Demons.
Is that 45? Yeah, he should have swung.
We knew all along.
I mean, that's results-oriented thinking, but like, how do you lose if you just swing, right?
Yeah.
You don't need the Persistent Peddler anymore. Yeah, I count 44 damage, and Killing is at 45. He could just put him to 1. Oh no, he can't put him to 1 because then he gains the armor, right? Oh, unless I miscounted it.
Yeah, unless he can clear these. Let's see how he does it.
Wait, what? Oh no, he could do it once on his own, and then this, and then...
Ah!
I bet you can do this.
Yep.
I don't even know what happened.
So he worked a way out where he could do enough damage to his own minions and not kill them that he could do it twice.
So he found the third minion. Oh my god, that was sick. Because his Moargs were buffed.
amazing.
They weren't 4 health. Because you got an outcasted philosophy, right? Okay, that's why. All right.
So he found a way to keep his minions alive so he could do it all twice with the second buff. Sorry, with the buff and the first one not being
Sick
buffed.
play.
Just using the natural Moab buffs. A really, really sick play.
Yeah, sick play. Because normally I factor that out, right? Because you can't. You even with double Moarg, you usually can't fell screen by your minions because they're base 4 health, right? But he'd cast the outcast version of the spell, which gives the Moarg a buff. It copies it and gives it a buff. So he could actually damage them. They were 5 health, so he could damage them like this. And my 44 damage calculation was based off only hitting 2 minions because he would have had to hit his opponent's minions.
Yes.
Right? But
no, I agreed with you all the way.
There, which ended up being 48 damage. So that was a great spot by Eggowaffle to find the lethal there, because that would have taken me at least another 30 seconds to a minute. I would have not have had time that turn, even with like being able to think it over the previous turn. And obviously he hadn't thought it over either, because he was playing around like 1 Cenarian Ward, you know, which is reasonable because there's only 1 in the deck. And so he had to recalibrate with that time frame, and that was just a nice spot. And killinallday, I'm very obviously upset because that's 48 damage on turn 6 from hand.
Yeah, he's basically got double comboed, as near as you can call it a double combo. But I'm glad he found that kill, because it's very easy when somebody wins like that. It's like Killing drew nothing, Eggo drew everything all 3 games, right? There's no argument there what happened, but Eggo proved that he could use the good draws. So I'm really glad that he found that lethal at the end to show, look, yeah, I've had a lucky day, I've drawn the good cards, but look at what I can do. Look at the lethal I can find really quickly here. It's easy to find when someone says, hey, there's a lethal there, go find it.